Show, everyone. We're going to be really learning a lot of different things today, and I'm excited about networking with everybody out there. We're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We will share the show later on. I'm going to go right in with my first guests. I have with me Toni and Albert Ferrin. I want to say it right. I've been saying his ad like for the last 4 days, and I now say it wrong, right? Ferrin. And they are the owners of Senior Help and You. Welcome to the show. I want you to tell everybody, this is the second time you're on, and I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you both do with the company, what your parts are, and then what we're going to talk a little bit about Medicare today. So welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you. What I do for the company, I'm an agent. I help evaluate the people that are eligible for Medicare by asking them questions and finding out what plans they best fit in. My wife's role is to look at the details of their particular drugs, the state that they're in, meaning this is California, Arizona, New Mexico, wherever, and then we evaluate the plans in that area so we can then offer them a choice.
Okay. Now, Toni, I want to talk to you. First of all, this is a free service to the families. This, your service is a free service to the families out there, correct?
Yes. First of all, thank you for having us, Carol, and good afternoon to the audience out there. Yes, Senior Help and You is dedicated to providing senior solutions to older adults, sometimes 65 and older seniors. And yes, this is a free service to those that are needing insurance, whether it's Medicare, life, health insurance, and also annuities.
Right, and that's what I want to really talk about for a minute there, is that it's an umbrella, right? I mean, you have an umbrella when it comes to insurance. You don't just do Medicare. You also can help people in many areas. As a senior, and they're getting older, first of all, let me ask you this. When is the best time to call you all? I'm not going on any of your questions right now. I just want to ask you some questions. When is the best time for someone to give you a call?
Well, our office is open between 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Right, and so somebody should call you. They're turning 65, okay? And when should they call? When 3 months before? What is it? A few years? Tell us how.
3 months before they turn 65 is the best, because it takes a long time to get Social Security in place. And or the month of, or 3 months after, those are the rules, but 3 months before will be the best time.
The best time. And when you work with people, let's say somebody has no idea what to do, okay, and they call you up, Toni, and they say to you, I'm turning 65, it's about 3 months out down the road. Can you help them, walk them through what to do?
Yes, thank you for asking that, because that brings us to their initial enrollment period. So first off, we like Albert said, they have a 7-month window, 3 months before their birth month, during their birth month, and after their birth month. Now, when it comes to them asking what to do, it depends on where they're at in their journey, whether they're about 3 months away from their birth month, or they're already about to retire from their companies and are needing insurance. So we ask questions first, and so by asking these questions, we are able to provide them answers to their needs.
Sure. And being a broker, I think this is the most important thing that people need to hear, is that you don't just cover, you're not just working with one insurance company where you're pushing on that one. You have many options for people. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I want you to get right up on that mic so they can hear that. What a broker is.
We have many companies, United, Cigna, Humana, you name it, we have it.
Right, and so when you're looking for somebody who's going to help you do this, you want to know that you can find somebody who's experienced, and what I know about them, what I have found out about them, very meticulous. very meticulous. They're going to really ask questions. I think that's the main thing about you more than anything, is you're going to really find out what their needs are.
Correct.
And I want to talk also about something that's also important that we mentioned before the show today we were talking. And you said, you know what, I speak a different language. I speak 2 languages. And originally when you talked to me, you said, I'm not sure I sometimes like the way I sound. I said, well, I think it's great that you speak 2 languages, because you can speak in tongue where somebody's going to really understand you, who might speak Spanish or whatever, right?
Correct.
So let's talk about that.
Well, Spanish is a very, popular language to speak in Arizona, or at least in the United States. So I happen to be from Colombia. My wife also speaks Spanish, so we help a lot of the Spanish-speaking people.
Sure. And what I think what's great about that is a lot of times you might, let's say you're listening to this, and what I love about this show, and I say it so much, is that the show offers people information, right? And maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know, maybe you're turning 65, maybe you you have Medicare, but you don't understand your plan. A lot of people probably don't even realize that, maybe even so, that you get into a plan and now you go and maybe your doctor's not in network and things like that because you didn't understand maybe everything. Toni, I'm going to ask you, when you work with people and you're speaking, it's nice to be able to speak in their language so that they can completely understand you. And when the people that are listening, it's nice to be able to have a phone number that they know that they can call to talk to somebody that their parent or themselves are going to understand.
Yes, that is correct.
So the phone number to call them direct, it's 520-252-5275. You're licensed in 13 states. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's a free service to you. It makes sense to speak to somebody. You've been doing this how long?
Over 12 years now.
12 years that they've been helping people understanding the Medicare maze. And Medicare over anything is probably one of the hardest things. And somebody's turned 65 every day.
About 11,000 people a day.
11,000 people a day turn 65. And let me say this, most people don't know what to do.
They don't have a clue.
And they ask the wrong people.
That's because they haven't got a hold of us yet.
And the other thing is because they're asking their neighbor.
Right.
They're asking their significant other. Well, what were you on? Oh, I'll just do the same that you did.
They ask their friends. And that's the wrong thing to do. Always contact a professional that knows what they're doing and to help you.
And to speak to somebody here that's local that can talk to you. Their phone number, again, it's 520-252-5275. And I think besides the fact that they're incredibly meticulous and are going to make sure that you're covered exactly the way you should be, but also that they do speak bilingual. They're bilingual, and I think that's really nice, especially if you yourself might need something like that. Maybe you have a parent, you're listening, and your parent lives here, and they don't know. They're getting on Medicare, have no idea what to do. First of all, don't call the 800 numbers on television. That is for sure, because I've said it before, Joe Namath is not calling you back, and the other thing is some of those, and there's a lot of ads, there's a lot of information that people get, and it can be very deceiving. You want to talk to somebody local, you want to talk to somebody that can help you, and if you need somebody who's bilingual and speaks Spanish, they do. Again, that number to call them direct, it's 520-252-5275. They're licensed in 13 states. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's a free service to you. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute. Okay, we're still live in the room because we're live on Facebook, okay?
Okay.
And I'm just liking, do you like it?
I love it.
See? Oh, okay. And how about you? Okay. And, again, there's a hesitance, but the hesitance is just because you don't know yet. Once you open up to me, and you start opening up your heart to me, you're going to do that right out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite part about what you do?
Can we talk a little bit the differences between Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage.
Yes, I want to do that on air.
Okay.
Okay, this is we're on Facebook right now, so I'm just kind of getting you softening out a little bit.
Okay.
Okay? So
Can you guys get just a little bit closer to the mic? Yeah. All
we're
right.
having trouble. Okay.
Yeah. I think
They
you.
just need to hear you. I think you're going back, so you're forward, okay? Where's that one? What did you say, the difference?
The difference between Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage. People don't know the difference.
Toni?
Yeah.
Is it TONI?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And, so wait, during the break, I'm just, what is your favorite part, both of you, Toni, also, what is your favorite part about what you do?
Well, every day is a favorite part, especially when clients call and ask us to resolve any of their insurance issues, because in our business, we not only help with enrollment, but we also help with issues after enrollment. So how do they use their card? How do they get their benefits? How to save money? And so we like to say senior help and you help them helps them save money, avoid mistakes, and maximize their benefits. And that's what we do every day when we encounter or when we receive calls from clients.
So you said they avoid mistakes. What was the other one?
Save money
Save money.
and maximize benefits.
He's new, so he doesn't know me very well. You let me do my job.
He looks nice.
I know, he's a nice person.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I like him.
Do you like me yet?
I love you.
I'm so glad, because for a while there, I wasn't sure.
No, just got to get over the nerves. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Takes time.
I totally know. Just like you, this ain't my first rodeo. Okay, here we go. This guy that you're listening to is my longest running guest of 16 years. So welcome back, everyone. We're talking Medicare right now, and there's a lot of questions when it comes to Medicare. And one of the things that I like about my guest here right now is that they're also bilingual and speaking Spanish and be able to speak fluently to somebody in their tongue, I think is so important. So maybe it's you or someone that you know that might need to have somebody who does speak Spanish. These are the people to call. Their phone number is 520-252-5275. They're licensed in 13 states. They've been doing this for over 12 years. It's a free service to you, so it really makes sense to speak to somebody who's here, local with you, and rated with the Better Business Bureau. I'm going to first do this one out, if that's okay with you, because I asked your wife what was the best, your favorite thing about what you do. And Toni, just tell everybody real quickly what you said.
Yeah, every time we receive phone calls, that's our favorite part of the day. Actually.
Everyone loves a call from
Yes.
somebody that they're going to work with.
Yes, helping seniors save money, avoid mistakes, and maximize their benefits. So, in our industry or in our business, our work doesn't stop after they're enrolled. So we continue our support with our clients with issues like lowering prescription drug costs, finding doctors in their network, and all other things related to maximizing their plan benefits.
Right, because everything goes wrong afterwards.
Yes.
Right, and it can, but I have to tell you, if you're working with them, that's what they try to help you avoid, is those pitfalls that might happen. Now we were also going to talk a little bit about what the difference between you said the Advantage plans and the supplement plan. Okay, go ahead.
There is a big difference between these two plans. Number one, the Medicare supplement plans, you can go anywhere in the United States. You don't need to ask, do they take the plan? 99.9% of the times they do. So you're free to travel with that plan, and that's the benefit. You can go to any hospital, any doctor. Compared to an Advantage plan that you'll be out of the network most of the time, and then what's going to happen is that's emergency services only. So there's a lot of differences between a supplement and an Advantage plan.
Well, and a lot of people don't know what those are.
Right.
And I had said to you, there's a lot of people that get inundated with, mail and all sorts of advertisement, television in this, and it could be a little bit deceiving, right? How does somebody know what to do on that?
Well, the very first thing they need to do is call someone that they know, a reputable agency, hopefully us, but that's very difficult to determine that.
Well, let's hear a
Very
success
difficult.
story. I have one right here that you're saying that you have a little bit of a success story that you would like to say. So let's tell everybody about one.
Well, there's a lot of success stories. For example, we have many clients that call us in referencing to, like my wife was saying, what kind of plan to choose from doctors' offices. So there's a lot of success stories. As a matter of fact, that's what we mostly have is success stories. So, but I'm not understanding 100% of the question.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think Toni might.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We have a lot of success stories, but there are two that really stands out. We have a client since 2014 on Medicare supplement, and one time there was an increase in the Medicare supplement rate. So we normally, oversee and monitor the rate increases because some Medicare supplement companies, they do rate increases. So when we did our usual customer service call to this particular client, she's now living in Chandler in an assisted living facility. She said, no, it's okay that I have a rate increase. I am happy with my Medicare supplement because you put me in the right company. They pay everything of my hospital bills and so on and so forth.
Right.
And so on.
So that's a great one. And a lot there, I'm sure there's many. You've been doing this for over 12 years. I want to question it. A lot of times somebody, let's say, they start off with, getting into a Medicare plan and what have you. And now all of a sudden, maybe a few months into this, they get sick and they end up going to the doctor. Now they're put on a new medication. Every time somebody goes onto a different medication, should they call you and let you know? Because, the medication might be, what happens if it's not in their network of that and now it's really sky high?
Well, the cost of medication varies by plan, so we can help them evaluate what their cost could be, or maybe a doctor's giving them a name brand drug when they can use a generic.
Mm-hmm.
It happens a lot. So that's why it's always good to contact your agent or agency or us to help you determine if that is what's happening with your situation.
And so one of the questions here is how do you build such great trust with your clients?
Time, reputation. That's when they see that we do a great job for them and we're helping them and we're there after the enrollment, that's how you build it.
You know what I think is I love that you said that. Not only is it the time, but the relationship that you build with them. Because a lot of people, especially when you first go on Medicare and you're using it for the first time, or something happens and you have a question, you can call you direct, and you're going to be able to answer that question right away.
Right.
If you go with, let's say you're calling somebody that you've seen on television, those 800 numbers, you're never going to talk to that same person again, and you're definitely not going to be able to have somebody, like Albert and Toni, that are going to be able to answer that question and make sure you understand what you're talking about. Correct?
I agree, 100%.
100%. And the other thing that I want to stress again for anyone that's maybe tuning in just now is that they are bilingual. And this is something that brings to the plate something that maybe other people don't, which is that if you do speak Spanish, maybe it's you or someone that your significant other or your parents or what have you, and they need to have somebody speak to them, and they speak this fluently. It's so much better to be able to understand, especially it's already a complicated subject, right? They didn't make it very easy.
Well, it's very complicated because not only that, Spanish people, they have a tendency to think differently. I'm Spanish, I think a little differently. Well, we're a little slower, and Spanish people have a tendency, how do I get this done? That's where we come in. We can help you interpret what's being said here, what's being written, and help you picture the right plan.
I love that because, being that I would rather do so, I don't care if you're from, anywhere, Mars. As far as I'm concerned, I'd rather have somebody do something much slower for me because I myself, especially when it's something new, right, is that we want to be explained things, and so we want to make sure that we are doing things the right way.
Correct.
And especially when you don't know at all, then the next thing is you want to make sure that you're being directed to do something correct.
Well, it's a big thing, especially for a senior. It's a big time in their life.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second chapter of their life.
And a lot of people think it's free, and it's really not.
Well, the service is free.
Your service is free,
Yes.
but Medicare is not free.
That's not free. Part B, there's a charge.
Uh-huh.
Right now it's $174.50 or one something like that. Precisely, I don't know what it's.
But you gotta have it, right?
But you have to have Part A and Part B, and also Part D. The choice is a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare Supplement plan. Those are your choices.
And you don't know until you speak to someone like you who can actually sit down and talk to them. It's all about their story. Toni, is that what it's really all about? It's like when somebody calls you, you have to say, well, tell us a little bit about you, right, and your story, because you're going to find out everything about them, basically, right, and their health,
Yes.
right? Go ahead.
Yes, everything is all about them. It's about finding out their needs, and our process is simple. We simplify the process, and we provide tailored solutions to their unique needs. And so those are the principles that we abide by. And it's also interesting that you mentioned about talking their language, because talking their language earns their trust as well. Aside from time, as Albert said, if we talk their language, then they resonate with it, and it's easier to communicate everything else.
I'm
with them.
sure. I have no doubt. Again, that phone number to call, it's 520-252-5275. The website is Senior Help and You for Medicare, and it's spelled out FOR.com. Again, it's a free service to you. It does make sense, especially if you're looking for somebody who does speak Spanish. They are fluent in Spanish as well. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they're licensed in 13 states, and they have been doing this for over 12 years. They want to gain your trust, and you will by working with them, and you'll see how much you'll like them. As well as what I loved what she just said. What they do is they give you tailored solutions to fit your unique needs. Again, that phone number to call them, it's 520-252-5275. It's Senior Help and You for FOR Medicare.com.